and I'm unbelievably excited to be here playing the new Alone in the Dark. I've wanted to play this game since it launched, because I am both a huge fan of Alone in the Dark and THQ, the people who made this, and an avid horror gamer, but I couldn't get it at launch, and then I just never got around to it. Well, I was able to get it, and I'm really excited to play it, especially because it's the best time to play it, spooky season. And after platinuming Silent Hill 2 Remake, I'm in the mood for more a la horror. Let me make sure I'm live. Okay, I am live. I've avoided any and all spoilers for this game's story, locations, environment, all that, so... Yeah, that is pretty. Alone in the dark. Alone in the dark.
So, your uncle. What's wrong with him?
He's possessed.
As in the devil?
Something like that. He says a dark man is following him. Watching him at all times.
What do you make of it?
It's nonsense, of course. But I'd be lying if I said it didn't bother me. You see, it runs in my family.
Possession?
No, Detective. Deteriorating melancholy. Practically every member of the Hartwood family is driven mad before they grow old.
It's a beautiful game already.
But Jeremy didn't kill himself. Is that why he's at your setup?
Despite being convinced that he is truly possessed, he decided to put his last
I'll be
chips
back.
on Dr. Gray and his psychoanalysis, figuring he might stumble upon some cure.
You mentioned the letter.
I received a disturbing letter from Jeremy accusing the staff and all the other patients of being involved in some cult. And now they are also out to get him.
Could it be real? Or is it all just in his head?
It's a story he tells himself, Mr. Carnby. Anything to avoid the truth.
Which is?
That we're all terribly insignificant. That people mean so very little to one another. That there is no one out to get Jeremy Hartwood because he isn't worth getting.
Here we are.
Deserto.
My uncle's not well, Mr. Carnby. I want to make sure he's all right.
Then what's my part in this? You couldn't get a cab?
I just wouldn't feel safe going alone. Did you bring a gun?
Yeah. You think it'll actually come to that?
No. But you might need to wave it around depending on how agreeable the staff will be.
What exactly are we gonna do when we find Jeremy?
I don't know. Let's just find him first.
Edward Carnby, David Harbour, Jodie Comer. I'll place him first. I intend to play both of them, since they have different story, different paths, different areas.
Hello? Hello?
Looks abandoned.
It can't be. There has to be someone around.
Wait here. I'll go around back.
Chapter 1. Un! Oh, it has a photo mode. That's cool. I really wish they had that to Silent Hill 2. Gameplay. Okay, controls. Okay, we're... Oh, it feels pretty smooth on the aiming side. What is the Edward Carnby PI? Name Edward Carnby, address Decatur Street, New Orleans, Parish, Orleans. Last thing, Carnby, why am I hearing from Gloria Allen that you got some job at the loony bin? You better not be thinking of paying her off for me. I don't want to take you for a ride to get my money. I'll beat the Macabine all night if it's Christmas dough. Ben Morden. Oh shit, though, Ben Morden. There's kind of a delay when you start walking, and it's kind of not used to it.
Now what do we got here? Oh, hey. Okay. Man, that's pretty. Wonder, I might, hold on, I might. I actually like that a lot better. Makes it truly behind the shoulder.
I love the art style for this game. Man, this is pretty.
That's one big tree to fit inside a conservatory.
Oh, healing. Okay. So you have a flask that you use. That's kind of cool. Kind of goes with the whole 30s kind of thing. You have a map?
Desetto, the old plantation building, was ready to fall, but kept alive by some starry-eyed carpetbagger called Dr. Gray. Seeing how the staff couldn't even be bothered with answering the door, Detective Comby figured they would just head inside and grab Jeremy. He just needed to open the front door for Emily first, so she could talk to her uncle.
Okay, it's kind of cool that they have like a narrator for that. Even if it's not needed, it's still pretty cool. Welcome to Deserto.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh, so you actually use drinks and liquor to heal, okay? I'm gonna have a drinking problem by the end of this. Then again, he's an old Noor detective from the 30s, so he probably already has a drinking problem. Little known fact, everyone in the 50s and everyone in the 30s, 40s, and 50s was an alcoholic. All of them.
Every day your silence weighs a little heavier. It's been a difficult year for everyone, and many have lost all hope. I read in the papers about people suffering. Pictures of dust-covered landscapes without a drop of water.
Oh, they're talking about the Dust Bowl.
I wish I knew if you were still tending the earth, or if you had turned your back against us. I have started to look for help elsewhere. I pray you will tell me if I'm going down a path that you find disagreeable. With help from Baptiste and Charlotte, I found comfort in the practice of the voodoo. I have long been skeptical of that Caribbean cult, but it's been of good use to me. It seems all harmless in my book. I say some words dreamt up by the Creoles, and I carry around a small pocket of gris-gris. Nothing of this is mentioned in the Bible, of course, but the French Quarter priestess tells me it's all connected. She says the Christian God is just one more perspective on the creator of things. That's what I like to think, but the other way around, that the spirits of her faith are just aspects of you, our Heavenly Father. I am so grateful for the words you gave Mr. Hartwood. We will sing your praises at St. John's Eve. The world will be blessed soon again. Only the sacrifices of the Old Testament compare to your demands. Let it be the truth. A mother of earth, wood, and dirt. A mother of 1,000 young.
Sacred son, $1. Black cat oil, $1.50. Devil shoestrings, a quarter. That makes $2.75, madame.
What was that you were telling the doctor? A goat without horns. What does that mean?
Ah, you must have misheard me, madame. I said no such thing.
Please. I know I don't look like any of you, but I'm devout. I'm ready to do what it takes.
Do not be so eager to sacrifice the few things you have left, madame. Now please, leave my store.
A goat without horns.
Okay, well that went way off the script, and that was cool. I actually like the fact that all of the collectibles that you get actually seem to have narration and voice work. That's kind of cool. Oh, nope. Oh, you have to find the map, okay. Oh, that's cool. You can see interaction points by surveying the environment. That's cool, so you can look at a room and see what is interactable. I like that. Actually. More bullets. Never a bad thing. Oh, more bullets. Okay, but when they start giving you too many bullets, it's bad. Oh no. Oh god. Oh. This is their kitchen meat locker. Well, I'm sure all this stuff is properly preserved. Rat poison?
What was that?
Completing sets will uncover forbidden knowledge? What? Okay. Kinda interesting. Streetcar ticket.
I need the key.
Please do not touch the boiler. It is working after all. While the sabotage has caused a leak,
Hey, it's Yuri
only the
Lowenthal.
decorative plate has been completely ruined. Let's wait for Mr. Chance to turn up and he can take a look at the leak. Mr. Waits.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm liking this so far. I don't like the fact, though, that, you have to constantly, open every door. You can't just run through it, even if you already opened it.
I need the key. I need the key.
Sunday, June 22nd. I spent all day looking for Jeremy. I should have cared for the others, but I'm scared that he will do something irreversible. Cassandra is upset that I didn't give her the latest shipment of pain medication that Waits brought from the post office yesterday. I would have given it to her, but the company didn't send a new key this time around, so the box is just sitting there on my desk. They must have figured we had plenty of their gimmicky keys by now. I only remember seeing one lately. Grace was playing with it inside the grand parlor. Unless it turns up by itself, it will have to wait. I have to figure out where Jeremy is. I think Jack knew something. That dog of his found a strange rot permeating the house. She's showing us, he said. Like those blots and streaks of fetid rot was talking to him.
God in heaven, please don't let this hurt me. Oh, that is good. I really like the fact that not only do they have narration for the audio clues that you find, they have good narration. That's not something you see in a lot of these games. I dig it. That combined with the atmosphere is clearly a beautiful game. The new Alone in the Dark. Sweet, finally got a map.
Okay.
It takes place in the 1930s in Louisiana. I wanted to get it for a while since it came out. Couldn't get it at the time, but it went on sale recently. And I was deciding between this and another game, and I thought, hey, fuck it, it's October spooky season. So, and I've avoided any kind of spoilers or anything like that. They have something really cool though, because they when you like in mini horror games, they have tons of notes you can find left around talking about this, talking about that, but the notes are actually have narration and actual good narration. So they put like a lot of acting into what could just be a static piece of text. Okay, before I do that, I'm gonna go upstairs though and see what's up here.
It's wedged shut. Looks important.
And I don't know if you've ever seen Stranger Things or if you know who David Harbour is, but it stars David Harbour as one of the characters you can play. Like Resident Evil 2 remake, it has 2 campaigns with 2 different characters. Edward Carnby, which is David Harbour, and then another chick, I forget her name, Jodie something. She's a British actor with the BBC. I've seen her, but I'm not super familiar with her. But they're both Hollywood actors. Jodie Comer, I think, Comer, something like that. And like I said, I love the setting. Like fucking gnarled branches, the sunlight coming through the trees. It's very colorful, unlike a lot of horror, which unfortunately some horror tends to be dark colors and not a lot of strong colors. You can be menacing and still have strong colors. I don't like games that don't have a lot of color for the most part. You know, obviously Silent Hill is an exception, and even that.
Oh. I need the key.
Thanks.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Whoa, pardon me, excuse me. My name is Edward Carnby, private investigator. I hope you don't mind we let ourselves inside.
I do mind. This is private property. You can't just barge in here.
I'm sorry about all this, but I'm looking for my uncle. It's urgent, and no one was answering the door.
We can't hear you knocking anymore. None of us can. Who is your uncle, darling?
Jeremy. Am I right? She has that Hartwood glue, doesn't she?
That's right. I'm Emily Hartwood. I just came to make sure my uncle is all right.
Well, he is unavailable right now. You will have to come back another day.
Unavailable? How? Is he sleeping? We can wait.
He's lost.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Who's your man again, Miss Hartwood?
My name's Edward Carnby, private investigator.
Splendid.
Enough! All of you! Get back to your rooms! McCarthy, keep your eyes on the child. And you two.
And you don't get too many horror games that are period pieces, you know what I mean?
We're not here to cause any trouble. Just let us see the old man, satisfy the curiosity of my client here, and we'll be off.
So I really like
Jeremy
that.
has gone
Plus, I love the
missing.
setting.
There's no need to worry.
30s
It might be some
Louisiana,
time before he
perfect for a
turns
horror
up.
game.
The whole staff is looking for him.
What? He ran off?
I don't have time for any of this. Please, come back tomorrow.
All right, in that case, we'll just wait in his room. You don't mind, do you? It's upstairs, right?
Wait, you can't.
Don't worry, we'll be discreet.
In the corridor. It's the first door on your left. I'll tell Dr. Gray you're here.
Excellent. Thank you, madam.
And they really play this up as like a mystery, which I like because I like detective stories. So it's like the setting, the detective aspect. You don't see a lot of horror games that, you know. And it is also made by THQ, which I'm a huge fan of THQ.
All right, here we are.
Let's look around. See if we can pick up any clues.
I love horror. Resident Evil, Silent Hill. Shit's my damn! October's my favorite day of the year. And, October's my favorite month of the year, I'm sorry. And Halloween's my favorite day.
Anything important I should look out for? Did he keep a diary?
Not that I know of, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Quite the artist, your uncle. Paintings, sculptures. I don't know much about modern art, but he seems dedicated.
Jeremy is a fairly well-known landscape painter in New Orleans. You've probably seen more of his work than you realize.
We should go talk to the doctor that the housekeeper mentioned.
Dr. Gray? I suppose. Let's just do a little more digging first, okay?
Sure, no rush.
Every night the dark man stands opaque at the threshold of my room, counting the days until my spirit spills out of my tired shape. Only his pallid mask shelters my remaining sanity. Staring directly into the face of that demonic sultan would surely sunder time itself. Would he have looked the same to my father as he struggled for his life? Does his veiled face haunt my niece quite the same way? I wish so that I could rest my soul in that sunburnt convent of Tarawea.
Tarawea.
Would I find you there,
Juan.
Or Senora Perosi, back from the beyond? Every night I hide from him, moving from one misshapen memory to another. Scenes conjured out of fantasy and delirium. Places I struggle to even paint. I wish I understood your death, Senora. Is there anything I could do for you but bury you in that bleak necropolis? That triumphant chapel rising above the ledges and the oven vaults shall be your sepulchre, where you may rest, and I shall weep. How did you first come to understand such things, Senora? How did you know that the battered boil in the basement would lead me to Lafayette Cemetery? Or how the old upstairs clock, with its astronomical motifs, would take me to that hateful mound outside of Claremont Harbor? Those are my memories, my past. Is there perhaps a chance, if ever so small, for me to see Tarawea? Oh, I want that more than anything. Please, let my talisman take me there. Let me sit with Juan under his Bodhi tree. Despite having sold me that talisman, Miss Jackson, the voodoo priestess, revealed none of her secrets to me. That's why I had to travel to Tonka. Instead, she cruelly told Baptiste, my caretaker, that he would be betrayed and killed in the most awful way, that the one he loved would pierce his thigh with a sharp spear, and that he would be devoured by his own mother. What a terrible thing to say. The people of Deseto were becoming dangerous. They do not understand what they are doing. I must do something to stop them. I tried talking to Dr. Gray, but he confuses my worries. He's caught up in treating me. How can he expect evil to be cured with medicine and conversation? The orderlies, the housekeeper, and the patients are all deranged. They will call upon evil to enter this world. All will be lost. Everything. Unless I can find the clerk, Mr. Waite. He seems to be a clear-thinking man. Maybe Beauregard. The dark man offered me a prison, and I accepted. I signed that miscarried contract and entered the dark pact. Everyone is safe, except for me.
Jesus Christ.
I found a book full of peculiar notes. Have you heard of something called Tarawea?
No. What's that?
I might be reading too much into this, but I think it's the place he wants to go to.
Oh, okay. Sounds like a clue.
done here yet.
Okay, fuck, hold on, I think I fucked up. I think I may have missed the collectible I was trying to get. I'm just gonna skip through. Shouldn't take very long.
Now what do we got here?
I'm really digging this so far, though. Really like the atmosphere, the vibe, the aesthetic, how they put time into the actual like details of the plot and have other characters you talk to. A lot of horror games just have like the immediate main character and kind of skimp on the other characters. You know, not having any like I'm trying to figure out how to put it. Not having an extended cast. You know what I mean? Like a lot of horror games just have very few characters.
One big tree to fit inside a conservatory.
Plus, we need more games like this. That embrace horror while still in color. So many people have this perspective that horror has to be drab. It's just as fucking annoying as the people that think that in order for a movie to be mature, it has to have brown, gritty colors. We can't have colors in a mature movie!
I need the key.
Well, I mean, gaming as a whole went through that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? How there's movies that are mature and they have like zero colors besides brown and gray, and the whole thing looks like, you know, no color in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're a mature movie. Hell, games even went through that with Call of Duty, because I'm gonna say you know how like Picasso had his blue period. I call it gaming's brown period, because you had all these games to move towards more mature games, and that was fine. I like mature games, but they thought that the way to be mature was to be brown. And so we had like a wave of games like Call of Duty 4, you know, all these games in like a 3 or 4 year period on 360 and PS3 where they were just completely brown with like no colors, and that's how they thought they would be mature. And it was awful. I'm glad we moved away from that because, like I said, you can have colors and not be kitty. It's all in how you do it. Like, this has plenty of colors, but this doesn't look like a fucking Saturday morning cartoon. And it's just, when a game is...
Mind if I do?
When a game doesn't even have any colors whatsoever, it's just not visually arresting to me. In fact, when they made, I saw an interaction thing I may have missed. I just want to make sure I didn't. Like Uncharted, when they did the first Uncharted, they actually specifically made it super bright and colorful because they were tired of the brown shit, and there were other game developers.
Every day.
Okay, got that. I'm just trying to make sure I get all the collectibles. That's why I restarted, because I missed one. I'm trying to complete as many of these games as I can. Trying to get everything. And the thing about a lot of these horror games is they're very linear. Once you go past a certain place, you can't, go back. So it's like, hey, you fucking missed it. I don't want to miss one thing and be fucked out of getting a trophy. But see here, this is dark. This is moody. This is mysterious. But it's got color from the sunlight filtering through the windows. I love shit like that. I always try to be very thorough and get all the stuff I can in the environment too. Oh, so I kept it when I had it before. That's cool. Okay. That's good then. So there's like some like carried over saves. Shit, okay. Oh, that works out then. Plus, I don't have a problem, per se, with horror games being set in modern times. Of course I don't, but I do think it's a bit of a missed opportunity that we don't have more horror games that are period pieces. It's a unique angle, and there's like many different times of history that would do, that appeal to this aesthetic. When you do just like modern settings, it limits you a little bit, and it also becomes... when you do modern horror, the problem with modern horror is that a lot of the situations that people would find themselves in classic horror don't really apply. So it's like, oh my god, I'm stuck in this weird place and nobody can help me. It's like nowadays it'd be like, oh, I've got a phone, let me fucking let me call 911. Oh, I'm in Dracula's castle, they can't find me, GPS. So, your constraints, and when you play around with an older horror, you don't have to deal with that. And write in shitty reasons why they couldn't get help. Plus, I love history, so, it's cool. And it's just refreshing. Most horror games are set in modern times, so it's cool to play one that's not. Wing and Ape. Let me see. Yep, I have the streetcar, okay. Okay.
I need the key.
Plus, it's good to see an actor. I know David Harbour's not exactly A-list, but he is a notable actor. People know who David Harbour is. And it's good to see an actor do a role in a game that doesn't feel phoned in. Because, like, a lot of the time, we have this problem where a lot of actors, unfortunately, like Hollywood actors, don't consider games to be a valuable medium. and don't consider it a serious medium, so they'll just like do a video game role for a paycheck and then fucking half-ass it. And you're like, you can tell it's them, but like they don't care. Like you can clearly tell David Harbour was invested in this and is giving, his performance. And not just fucking phoning it in. Oh, which is it's fucking crazy that people think that. Like, that somehow games are lesser than movies in terms of storytelling, because if we're talking about narrative strengths, my favorite games, narratively, could go toe-to-toe with any movie. Okay? I would put The Last of Us up against any movie. And I know The Last of Us now has a show, but obviously for 10 years it didn't. And the story was one of the all-time greats. Yeah, exactly. Red Dead Redemption 2, one of the greatest stories of all time ever. Put that up against any movie western. The Final Fantasy games, we'll put that up against any fantasy movie. So I think, in many ways, hot take, I think that storytelling in games, in a lot of ways, has surpassed movies, because in a game, even a shorter game is still going to be longer than most movies. Even if it's a relatively short game, it's still going to be generally a lot longer than most movies. So, and the longer games are like 20 movies. So they have a lot of games have a considerably longer amount of time to work with the story and characters than they could ever fit into one movie. And on top of which, with a movie, they only have the time to show what's right in front of you, the important things. Whereas in a game, they can build out the world and the extraneous characters and plot that it's not vital to the story, but it creates a sense of depth and atmosphere. Like all those letters that had narration and stuff, they would have time to go through that and read all that through a movie. So, and it's also, you play with it, you engage with it, and in a game, okay, in a movie, you're seeing whatever the director or the studio wants you to see. And in a game, that's still true, because obviously somebody made everything that you're consuming, but you have the choice with a lot of these games what you interact with. Like, as I'm sure you played the Souls games. One of the big components of that is the story in the Souls games is as meaningful or non-existent as you want it to be. How much you engage with the story and the world is up to the player, and many games are like that. Do I want to read all the notes? Do I want to do the side questing of these characters, or I just want to do on? You have the choice to pick how you consume that media in a way that you don't really have with movies. So, and in terms of profits, it's not even a fucking contest. Games are now the highest grossing entertainment medium of all of them, period. Like, they make like 10 times more money than fucking any movie. Obviously, of course, there's all these games, but I'm saying in general, the industry itself, if you count the total profits, is way more than even the biggest year for Hollywood. And you'll see a movie like Deadpool and Wolverine, for example. Great movie. But it was made on a budget of like $200 million and made over $1 billion. That's great. Made a huge profit. Good for you. I think it's doing good on DVD right now, or Blu-ray, whatever. You know what I mean. GTA 5 was made on $200 million. And has made $10 billion. And they estimate that GTA Online on a slow day, makes $2 million a day. And whenever they have an update, like a new content pack or a new drop or what the fuck ever, it jumps up to $10-12 million a day. People are like, why do you keep milking GTA 5? Because they're making $2 million a fucking day off of very little content updates. And I'm not talking about, I'm not going to debate GTA Online. I don't like GTA Online. I like GTA 5 story mode, and I didn't really fuck with online. But still, you can't deny, people need to speak with their wallets. If you don't like them supporting this game, don't play the game. Same with Call of Duty. And sports games, every year, they come out. Like, when was the last time you remember a good Madden game, a good NBA 2K game, a good hockey game, a good soccer game, like FIFA? When was the last time you played a good one of those? Or even a wrestling game? Almost everyone will tell you they fucking suck. They're worth almost nothing after you buy them. It's the same shit year after year, and yet they are one of the biggest moneymakers in the fucking world, because people keep buying them. You ultimately can say what you want to, you can complain if you want to, but at the end of the day, it means nothing to corporations. Your money does, okay? People think that, well, if I write a strongly rated review online, that'll teach them. No, dog. When you buy the game anyway, even though it's shit, even though you say it's shit, what you're teaching the executives, the corporate executives, is that you will let them fuck you in the ass. You'll complain, you'll be mad about it afterwards, but you'll let them do it. So I'm just going to keep dicking them down. But you see, when a game that they anticipated suddenly comes out and it doesn't sell very well, then it's, oh shit, we need to reevaluate. Corporate meeting now. Jim, I'm only getting $5 million instead of 20 this quarter. How will I survive? They listen to money. That's why if I don't like a game or I don't support it, I don't fucking buy it. So, I think the new Pokemon games have fucking sucked. Haven't bought them. Not even on sale, not even used. I refuse to support a 2022 fucking Switch game that looks like a bad PS1 game and runs at like 15 frames a second. Oh, okay, even by Switch standards, because Switch is not a powerhouse. That's fucking atrocious. I don't like I think Call of Duty went to shit. You don't see me buying them. So, I bitch about games that suck, but I also don't buy them anyway. Like, no, I'm good. I walk the walk, I talk the talk. But yeah, I'm just saying, they outgross them, so it's still so weird to me that, we do view games as lesser of a medium. Like, the fact that we have, debates over are games art. Of course they're fucking art. How are you going to tell me that a book is art, music is art, painting is art? I mean, literally art, but you get the point of what I'm saying. Pottery is art, sculptures are art, 20 more fucking things. Finger painting is art. But games aren't? Even, if a movie is art, and it's hundreds of people working on a project to make that with the director's vision, a game is the same thing in a digital medium. It's, technical medium, sorry. It's fucking art. Like, the fact that we even have to have that discussion is insane because, we're not having that, are movies art? Conversation fucking ever. But it's 2024 and here we are. Well, I think they're art. They're art. And some people are like, well, most games are made for money. Tell me, what movie isn't made for a profit, okay? I'm not talking about a documentary or a thing, okay? They make movies to make money. They may be art, but at the end of the day, even if the director is doing it for love of the game or whatever, they still want to make that money back so they can keep fucking working, so they can keep eating. Money's always a big factor, okay? And getting money for your work doesn't make it not art. Leonardo da Vinci made most of his famous paintings for fucking commission. Is the Mona Lisa not fucking art? And that's what I'm saying. So it is, and I went on a tangent, forgive me. But it is kind of puzzling that they consider games to be lesser than that, and not art and all that, when games are, ruling the medium. They're fucking ruling entertainment. They make a killing money, they get great reviews, they touch people's lives. I get passionate about this stuff. I have a lot to say, So it's just weird that it's so many people are look down on games in the entertainment industry. You know what I mean? They think, ew, it's beneath me. It's you really? It's beneath you? Okay. You have a chance to have your performance be seen by millions of fucking people Saved in posterity forever. Have a chance to be one of the biggest hits of the year, but oh, it's beneath you. Okay, bro. You can go back to doing fucking avant-garde art books with fucking Andy Warhol.
Please do not touch.
Yeah. And, yeah, hopefully. And it's also just unnecessary. Okay, so, in general, people have a habit, a really annoying fucking habit, of, yeah, that is true, they did, yeah. I agree, back in the 20s, when, movies started becoming a real thing. People have this annoying fucking habit, and it's not just in movies, it's in games, it's in everything, of tearing down something else to lift something else up. And I cannot fucking stand it, okay? You don't need to shit on games to like fucking movies. You don't need to hate on this game to like this game. Like, my game is better than your game. That's why I can't stand that fucking console warring shit, okay? I have an Xbox Series X and a PS5. I ultimately prefer Sony because I think Sony has by far the best exclusives, and ultimately for me, that's what gets me to buy a console. And Xbox kind of gave up with Xbox One, and now they're getting more exclusives, but I still think Sony has by far the best exclusives of the three. So I prefer Sony. But if somebody came to me and they're like, well, I prefer Xbox, I'd be like, oh yeah, well, Sony is amazing and Xbox sucks dick. I'm like, no, that's great that you... Oh, that fucking joke. Silent Hill 2 remake, it's a console exclusive. It's not on any other console. And you can't say, well, if it's on PC, it doesn't count as a console exclusive, because then Xbox literally has no fucking exclusives. At all. Ever. Spider-Man 2, fucking awesome game. Demon Souls remake of one of my favorite games of all time. PS5 exclusive, not even on PC. Fuck, there's more, of course, when you ask me, I can't think of it, but there's Final Fantasy 16, fucking awesome, one of the best Final Fantasy games in years. It was on PS5 for a year exclusive, and now it's on PC, but still not on Xbox. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Oh, Alone in the Dark, yeah, this is great so far. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, fucking awesome, I intend to get it. Exclusive PS5, if you're into JRPGs. Hold on, let me see what you're saying. Well, you can play hold on, I really wish I could see more. Astrobot, fucking awesome game. One of the best platformers in years. High up on my to-get list. PS5 exclusive. High up on my to-get list. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit disingenuous, man. Because you can technically play Demon Souls on PS3, but it's not the same as the PS5 remake. It's like, you can technically play it on PS3, yeah, but the PS5 version is much better. So I still count it as an exclusive. It has a ton of upgrades, gameplay overhauls, the animations for fighting were redone, all the assets were rebuilt, so it's not like you're playing the same game. But I see what you're saying. Then again, we have different opinions on remakes. You don't really care for remakes, whereas if I love a game, I'll play the remake and I'll enjoy it a great deal. I know some people, you'd prefer not to play most remakes, but if I love a game, I will. Not any game. It's like if they remade something I didn't care about, but if I'm a big fan of the game and they make a remake, I'm down for it. But I replay a lot of games, so I'm down with replaying and going back to a game that I already love but better, whereas you may not replay a game once you're finished. I know some people will play a game one time and then never replay it again. Yeah, I really disagree with that. I've heard that point. And I disagree. I think, if anything, they enhance the art direction. people complain that they changed a few bosses, but people are nitpicky bitches. People will literally complain about a fucking wall being too low in the Silent Hill 2 remake. And I also played Shadow of the Colossus, and I thought the art direction in that was fantastic. I disagree. Are there some changes? Is some things different? So it might be subjective, yes, but in general, I have played the shit out of Demon Souls and Shadow of the Colossus. The originals, That, maybe. I have no idea, Max. You're the one who knows that homebrew shit. I'm not into that. But I was saying, I thought the art direction was great. You know, it's subjective, but like to me, they like made the scenery in Latria more gothic and Victorian. And I thought that was fantastic, and they have a fucking yellow moon over it and green lighting, and I thought that really kicked Latria up a notch, and that's already like my favorite level in any Souls games. And well, then you kind of already have your answer, Nero. If you like Shadow of the Colossus and you like their art direction and how they changed it, that's about what they did with Demon Souls. So if you were cool with the changes that they made to Shadow of the Colossus and thought it still was great and faithful to the original, then you'll like Demon Souls and like the changes they made, because it's about in line. And the changes are really minor. It's just a couple of models have changed. They even went back after the trailer, and you know. But like I said, some of the, you know, and plus, it's always the people who bitch about minor stuff that are the loudest. Like I said, people bitching about Silent Hill 2 remake because they literally bitched that a wall wasn't high enough. It's the dumbest shit. Yeah. See, I mean, you guys are basically speaking fucking Swahili to me. I don't know anything about that homebrew shit. I was able to mod my Vita, but a lot of it was done for me, and I had a ton of help. Max honestly knows a lot about jailbreaking shit. It's pretty impressive. And he's got a lot of shit to work on PS3, like fucking DOS, which I never would have thought. I'm trying to make sure I got everything. Okay. So, like I said, if you were okay with the changes they made to Shadow of the Colossus aesthetically, then you'll be fine with the Demon Souls remake, because it's the same team, they use the same approach. And I was, and I am. And I think Bluepoint did a fantastic job. And on top of which, just to throw this out there, in case you didn't know, with the Demon Souls remake, Bluepoint got Miyazaki's blessing first before they remade it. And they let him look at the game and repeatedly give notes on the game and change stuff according to his feedback. So the literal director of Demon Souls, the literal director of Demon Souls saw the changes and approved and gave it a stamp of approval, and they gave him the chance to field complaints and they would alter stuff, and it got his blessing. So I feel like if the director of the game thought it was good and gave it his okay, that everybody else should be cool with it. And the fucking director of the original game didn't think they ruined his atmosphere, so and they literally asked his blessing. They wouldn't have made it. The same thing that happened with Shadow of the Colossus. Bluepoint reached out to Fumito Ueda and got his permission and said, "Are you cool with us doing this?" And consulted with him on the remake. Talked to him about it. So, with both instances, they collaborated with the original directors got their blessing, and showed them the game and got what they thought about it. So if the directors who made the fucking games didn't have a problem, you know what I'm saying? People are being babies. So, for, you know... I mean, the combat was already good in the original, but it just takes some adjustment. But they did make it a lot better in the remake, and made it more in line with later Souls games, without radically altering it. They redid the animations, basically. So the weapons have the same combos, but they redid the animations to feel snappier and more responsive. So you have the same weapons and the same moveset, but it just feels better in a way that I can't explain to you because you'd have to play it yourself. But when you swing a weapon, you can tell, oh, it has the same combo, but it just feels better because they redid the animations from scratch to be smoother. If that makes sense. It's like in The Last of Us remake. In The Last of Us remake. Oh, God, my audio. In The Last of Us remake, they kept the guns the same, but they completely redid all the handling from scratch. They redid all the animations from scratch, the walking, the running, the punching, the dodging, and they redid all the enemies' AI from scratch to modern standards. So, people were trying to spread this shitty rumor that it's just a graphical remake. They don't improve the gameplay at all. That is 1,000 fucking % false. Okay? It's a shooter where all of the animations have been redone, all of the aiming and gunplay has been redone, and all the enemies have been redone. That's, like, the whole thing of shooting has been redone. So, like, you kind of have to play it to truly understand how much better it is, because if I brought it to you on paper, you would see, oh, he got this gun in this same place. It's the same gun. But then when you actually play the game, and you fire the gun, you get into a fight with an enemy, it feels so much better. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, people who say that they didn't upgrade the gameplay at all, like I said, they redid all the gunplay, all of the animations, all of the AI, they overhauled the weapon upgrades, so now you see the upgrades and it overhauls some more. They changed weapon handling, they rebalanced the difficulty, they added thousands of tweakable features, they revamped New Game Plus, they added new costumes. They took all the cutscenes that were pre-rendered on PS3, because Naughty Dog, all their games up until Uncharted 4 had pre-rendered cutscenes. That was how they helped mask the load times of PS3, was while they were playing a cutscene, they were loading in the background. So that meant the cutscenes couldn't be seamless. They redid all the cutscenes in the remake of The Last of Us to be seamless intros and exits, so now they're all in real time. And they even made new transitions, because before the game would pan to black, go to the cutscene, then out of the cutscene it would pan to black, then you're back in gameplay. So now the cutscenes will exit, so like they'll add new transitions for moments in the story. There's a scene where bandits raid a house, and he's like, we gotta defend ourselves. And it cuts to black, then it cuts to, the game again, and you're sitting by the door, braced up against the door. But in the remake, because the cutscenes are seamless, they actually show a little thing of Joel going like this and leaning up against the door, so it's a seamless exit out of the cutscene. Just little stuff like that. So you have completely rebuilt graphics that are gorgeous. You have completely overhauled gameplay. You have thousands of quality life features that weren't in the original game. It mystifies me that people can actually sit there and say, it's not a remake, it's a remaster. Like, dog, you don't even know what a fucking remaster is. They literally rebuilt the entire game from scratch in another engine. They didn't even use the original code. They overhauled all of the gameplay, all the upgrades, and touched up every single part of it. It's a fucking remake. You can say, I don't like it. That's good. That's subjective. You can say, I don't think it needed to be done. Although, in all fairness, no remake needs to be done. Okay? But to say it's not a remake is just like, you don't understand what a remake is. And it's like, so many people get on my nerves because, like, they're saying, the same people that said Shadow of the Colossus is a remake are saying that Last of Us isn't. When they're the same. They keep the level structure and the story the same. But they improve the gameplay and redo the visuals. So the same, like you're saying this one is a remake and this one's a remaster when they do the same fucking thing. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching me. And, and that's because people have, I'm working on a video about it. I've mentioned it to you guys before. It's like an hour-long video called The 3 R's of Gaming, because people have misconstrued remaster, remake, reimagining. People think those are 3 synonyms. They're 3 words for the same thing. They're not. There's a big difference between a fucking remaster, a remake, and a reimagining. Basically, let me put it like this. A remaster, you go into a house. Let's use a house as an analogy. You add a new coat of paint here and there, spit polish. You fix the dresser drawer that's fucked up. You fix the sink. But the majority of the old house is left intact. You just added some TLC to it. That's a remaster. Remake. You completely rebuild the house from the ground up with new materials, but it's all in the same shape. So it's the same sink, but a better sink. New. It's the same, but it's the same floor plan, all new components. Reimagining. You rebuild it from ground up with new parts, but you rearrange the house into a completely different shape with only certain core similarities. So, nobody's going to call Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield a remake of a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Well, technically, it's his origin story. It's a completely different story. That's why we call the Amazing Spider-Man movies a reboot. Nobody's going to call Doom 2016 a remake of Doom in 91. It's a reboot. The DMC game. Is that the DMC reboot? Is that a remake of DMC 1? Fuck no, it has a wildly different story. And I like it. I know a lot of people didn't like the DMC reboot, but I did. But still, it's not a remake of DMC 1. It's a reboot. So maybe I'm just, maybe I'm being obtuse about it. But people saying that a remaster and a remake and a reimagining are all 3 the same thing really gets under my nerves because it's objectively not true. And then they brought up the standard, well, if the story's the same, it's not a remake. No. You can have the story be the same and it still be a remake if you redo the whole game from scratch. You don't have to change the story. And there's a lot of games where if people change the story, the fans would have been pissed off. If they had redone the story for Shadow of the Colossus, there would have been a fucking fan outcry. And the Last of Us story was perfect. The only thing that aged was the gameplay and the graphics, which is what they spruced up. So, and it's like people invented this dumbass fucking point out of nowhere. All these games that left the story alone were considered remakes until The Last of Us came out. And then suddenly they added this extra stipulation out of fucking nowhere. And I think they did it just to shit on The Last of Us. So they basically invented shit out of thin air, just fucking, yeah, sorry, I know I'm like ranting, but, it just pisses me off. And even yesterday, I tried to see a guy say, well, isn't Delta a remaster of Metal Gear? Is it not a real remake? I'm like, dog, they've literally fucking released a remaster of Metal Gear 3 already. The HD collection and the Master Collection. And I'm like, you seriously can't look at the difference between putting the game at 1080p 60 FPS, so that's all they did is literally up the frame rate and the resolution, and remaking the entire fucking game in a new engine with the Metal Gear Solid 5 gameplay. Like, if you think those are the same things, you're fucking high. The fact that people are trying to say, And then it's crazy because you have diehard fans, like, why wouldn't they change the story? Dog. Metal Gear Solid 3 has a fucking perfect story. If they changed that story, I would be more upset than anything else. I am 1,000,000 fucking % fine with the story staying the way it is. And I think most Metal Gear fans, if they like rewrote the story and changed the plot and Chris and all that, would be really upset. I don't want them to change the story. Completely remaking the game from the ground up with new graphics and overhauling the gameplay to Metal Gear Solid 5 standards is enough for me. I don't need the story. Like, I would be more upset. It wouldn't be a good thing for me. It would be a negative. So, and the fact that, like, literally, somebody's trying to say that making a game look slightly prettier is the same as remaking it from scratch just is infuriating to me. Well, actually, I think they're adding new story sequences. Or not new story. I think they might be adding new Easter eggs because David Hayter and several other members of the cast from MGS3 said they were in the sound booth recording for Konami. But I don't think that'll be a substantial change to the story. I just think they're adding in like new Easter eggs, which I'm all down for because Metal Gear has always had fucking crazy Easter eggs. So, you know, and it would be cool to add in new jokes and stuff that's not in there to catch returning players off guard, to keep you on lookout. I would freak out if that happened. I'd be like, I'd giddy. So, you know, and on top of which, I platinumed the Silent Hill 2 remake. That was fucking amazing. The Silent Hill 2 remake was so fucking great. It is one of the best remakes of all time. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Probably it's my favorite Silent Hill now. That's how good the fucking remake was. Yeah. Well, maybe. They could just be re-recording old lines then, you're right. That's fair. It exceeded my expectations. A lot of people thought it was going to be shit. I had faith in it from the beginning. I just thought it was going to be good, and it exceeded my expectations. I thought it was going to be good. So, I have a lot more faith in Delta now. If that remake is as good as Silent Hill 2, it will be fucking phenomenal. And like I said, just the thought of playing MGS3 with Metal Gear Solid 5 gameplay and controls, fucking awesome. Just being able to crouch walk in Metal Gear Solid 3, man. But yeah, I'm fucking stoked. Like I said, I literally played it, got every collectible, everything, got all 8 endings, did New Game Plus, and I'm gonna go back through Silent Hill 2 Remake again and play it on the hardest difficulty and beat it. And like I said, so I fucking loved it. Okay, I just want to make sure.
They're set up.
Make sure I get everything. I don't want to miss anything. Oh, do I?
I need the key.
Sunday.
Okay, I already got that. I already read it. So, and Kojima has such a unique vision that if they started messing with the vibe of the game, it'd be really easy to fucking ruin the whole thing. You may like Kojima, you may hate him, you may like his games, you may hate him. They're not for everybody. Obviously, they're for me. I fucking love Kojima. But you can't say he's like anybody else. He's one of a kind, for better or for worse. So it would be really easy if they were like, oh, we're going to change this and the story change that, to lose that vibe, and it would just fucking kill Metal Gear Solid 3. That would kill it on arrival.
Nice.
So I don't want that at all. I'm glad they're keeping the story as is. And just, updating the gameplay and graphics. Okay.
It's wedged shut.
Yeah. Well, we're not getting a remake. At least not yet, anyway. But, it's already been pretty much leaked, man, that Peace Walker is coming on Master Collection Volume 2. People data mined the website for the Master Collection and found data listing Volume 2, and under Volume 2 it listed Metal Gear Solid 5, Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid 4. Yeah, so at the very least, Volume 2, whenever that comes out, the Master Collection, it will have Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, and 5. An upgraded version of 5. Because, obviously, I know you can technically play Metal Gear Solid 5 on modern hardware, but you're playing the PS4 version. Yeah, I know that would revive the servers. That would be fucking dope. I hope so. I really do. That could also be why it's taking longer to make Volume 2 than Volume 1, because they're reviving the multiplayer. So at the very least, we know it's going to have Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, and 5. It'll probably have more games, because the first collection has 7. Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. No, I'm sorry, it's 5. My bad, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, it is 7. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. It has Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 for MSX, Metal Gear for NES, which is a different version, Metal Gear 2 Snake's Revenge, which is the NES-only sequel, then Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. So, yes, it's technically 7. So yeah, so I'm hoping that with Volume 2, they'll at least match that and also be 7. So, you know, because the goal is to get the whole main series playable on modern hardware. So, just 4 Peace Walker and 5 would not cut that. There'd still be a bunch of games left out. I want the Twin Snakes to be on there because it runs on Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3's engine, and emulating is toast, so I can't imagine it'd be hard to make a HD version of it for the collection. And Twin Snakes is now insanely expensive to buy a legit copy. It's never been re-released off GameCube, so I want that on there. I want Portable Ops because it's a vital piece of the puzzle for Big Boss, and is the first portable. Even if I don't like Portable Ops, it still needs to be there. And then and like I said, technically you can play Metal Gear Solid 5 on modern hardware, but it's the PS4 version. I'm assuming for Volume 2 they would make the PS5 version, and it would be the PC version running maxed out settings, because MGS5 looked good on PS4, but I remember seeing when it came out on PC you could jack the settings way the fuck up. And I think on PS5 they'd be able to take the max settings version and pull it down, so you'd still be getting an upgrade version of MGS5. So it wouldn't be just useless. So, at the very least, it's going to have 4, 5, and Peace Walker. I just hope it has Twin Snakes and Portable Ops. Because neither Twin Snakes or Portable Ops have ever officially been re-released anywhere. And they're crazy expensive to find a legit copy. And Portable Ops in particular would greatly benefit from a refined control scheme. Because it's still been stuck on the PSP and handles like shit.
I need a key.
And it's at 20 FPS. But fans have already modded it to be at 60, so they could refine the controls on Portable Ops to be in line with the Peace Walker HD. They could up it to 60 FPS from 20, which would make a huge difference, and then revive the online features. And that would be guaranteed seller. Hell, dude, I'm just excited that they're bringing Metal Gear Solid 4. Dude, I love Metal Gear Solid 4. I know it's debatable because the cutscenes and all that. We've talked about it before. I'm not going to bore you to death. But it ran like ass. Okay, Metal Gear Solid 4 could dip down to as low as 15 frames a second regularly in the big scenes. So, just being able to play Metal Gear Solid 4 on modern platforms at 60 would be a fucking game changer. Made the Fox engine for Metal Gear Solid 5 because Kojima wasn't happy with the frame rate on 4. So he's like, okay, I need to make a special engine then. So, just be able to play that whole game at 60 would be great. And if they're going to revive the online, that'd be good too. I heard that MGS4 had a good online mode. I never played it. By the time I got around to playing MGS4, the servers were shut down. So they could revive that. It's worth doing. So, Just that alone. Just making Metal Gear Solid 4 playable will have Volume 2 selling out in fucking droves. But if they actually do Peace Walker, MGS5, and they do it well, Volume 2 would fucking fly off shelves. I'm gonna buy it day one pretty much anyway. You know me, I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. I thought that was gay. Or do I? Just fucking this guy named was getting him doing it. So I can't wait, honestly. Hold on a second. Gotta make sure I didn't get in my fucking drink. Okay, it didn't. I get paranoid. We have bugs, so.
Yeah. I need the key.
Yeah, see, I missed this collectible back here, and I don't think it would let me go back. Or I didn't know, I just wanted to be sure, and I had started it so early that I said, fuck it. The Pickaninny, or Picayune, I don't know.
The Great Depression. President Hoover raises tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods in an act to protect American labor. Following the collapse of the Wall Street stock market on October 24 last year, American industry has suffered greatly. Thousands of companies have gone bankrupt and left a large part of the American workforce unemployed. In an attempt to turn the tide, the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act has been signed by President Herbert Hoover. By regulating commerce with foreign countries, the government hopes to encourage the industries of the United States to compete with cheap foreign imports. Superstition on rise. New Orleans voodoo stores and spiritual mediums see increased profit during troubled times. While the market has faced hard times ever since Black Thursday of last year, voodoo doctors and snake charmers see significant rise in number of customers. With the coming Eve of St. John on the 23rd, the police expect increased cult activity around Bayou St. John, the southern shore of Lake Pontchartrain. Voodoo rituals in that area on the Eve of St. John have a long tradition reaching back to the first snake worshippers brought as slaves from West Africa. During the 19th century, its practice was popularized by the legendary Marie Laveau and has since been embraced by many of the Creoles and the surviving aristocracy of the French Quarter. Author seeks asylum. Rumors regarding author Cassandra Beauregard making Derceto her home verified. Derceto Hospital is an old plantation building on the eastern shores of Lake Pontchartrain. While often considered an asylum for the insane, residing Dr. Elmore Lee Gray prefers to think of it as a convalescent home, a place where you can go to rest. The patient list is kept secret, but thought to include many of the black sheep of wealthy families, because at Derceto, treatment does not come for free. Local author Cassandra Beauregard has now been confirmed by her own admission. She's been lauded as a powerful Creole voice and written many successful books. Lately it was reported from Hollywood that she has finished a moving picture manuscript titled Slaughter Gulch. That film is set to hit the theaters next year.
See, they actually go out of their way to have, like, an audio narration for the notes, and actually have, like, good voice actors that are, like, that guy isn't in the rest of the game. That's really cool, I think. I love shit like that. Oh, hey. Come back. Okay, I think that's everything that I missed. It's very rare for a horror game to have audio narration for the notes, and it's even rarer for them to actually put time into it and actually make it like a really cool thing. Okay, now I can go back to where I was before, and go to where I was before I restarted. I just didn't want to miss that. I thought there might have been a chance I couldn't come back to that, and it fucked me out of getting all the collectibles. I really didn't want that to happen. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna breathe real hardly for a second. I know it sounds stupid. It's how I cope. It's one of the things I do so I don't hit myself. And I just didn't want you to think I'm sitting there just freaking out over nothing.
Anything important I should look out for? Did he keep a diary? Quite the artist, your uncle. Painting, sculpture.
Already heard all those conversations.
We should go talk to the doc.
Already read the book.
Every night.
Let's see. I was making sure I get everything so I don't have to replay it more times than I need to. I'm gonna beat fucking Steph. I'm gonna beat him. And then after I beat him, I will break him! Nope, Echo, I love you, but not right now.
I found a book full of peculiar notes. Have you heard of something called Tarawea?
Okay. Need a key. Oh, it's a puzzle, okay. Kablam! The fuck is that?
You know anything about this? Looks like some sort of talisman.
No, I don't. Oh, help me out here, will you?
Even the music is moody and Norse.
I would kill the guy to throw some of this stuff out. I'd be crazy too if I had this much junk lying around.
Who's the room? Echo, no, I said no. My leg's hurting me right now. I love you, but no. You can come up here later.
That's striking.
Yeah, that actually is kind of...
I want to save this one.
God, enemies give me do them. Wait. It is kind of creepy. God, enemies give me do them to play. God, enemies give me. God, enemies give me do them.
Alright, come on. I want to go through
Okay, so that obviously had an effect on him. Weirdly.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, I'm coming. Miss Hartwood. Emily?
Okay.
What the hell is going on? Where am I?
Oh, he shifted places. Oh shit, now it looks like I'm in New Orleans. I really do like the art style for this game a lot, actually. Oh, hey, more bullets. What the fuck? Oh, that's fucking gnarly. Oh! Shit. Oh, shit. Yeah, there's another one. What is it, fucking... Or... Is he gone? Well, now I'm gonna be on fucking edge. Terrific. You guys still there? Are you hanging out, or do you guys leave?
I can't go that way. What the hell is going on?
I really like the art style of this game.
I can't go that way.
Okay. And a LaCroix.
Don't let them get inside, Compare. They're not the good kind.
Are you... Is this your store?
There are no owners here. We both strangers in Jeremy's story.
Jeremy did this. How?
Pact with the Dark Man. Jeremy warned us, but we didn't think much of it.
What?
I'm Detective Edward Carnby. I was hired by Jeremy's niece to find him.
Oh, yeah? How much she paying you?
$150.
She's sure getting her money's worth.
That's a lot of money in the 30s.
You were thinking, man, Compare.
No, not if I can help it.
You know, I think Jeremy's hiding in a way we can't find him. He has this juju necklace.
Alright, man.
The talisman?
Hope you have a great day.
It's some magic charm you got from Miss Jackson down the street.
The voodoo priestess?
You know surprising things, Compare. Yeah, the Mama Loa. Here, take the key. I locked the gate to save her place from all the ghouls and goblins getting inside. Maybe if you go there, you can find some clues to show you the way.
Thanks. I'll have a look. You want to come along?
Nah, I'm gonna stay here for a while.
Anything I can do for... Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Just tell my sister Lottie how I
Alright, I'm heading out.
Be careful out there.
Oh shit. Ah, fuck. God, what the fuck is that? Jesus Christ. That's fucked up. Oh, a melee weapon.
I can't go that way.
Okay, so a melee weapon is R1. The fuck? Shit! Oh shit!
My weapon!
Oh! Oh shit, another Lingonade.
I recognize this place. It's Miss Jackson's seance parlor. Let's see if she's got any information on Jeremy's talisman. It's the talisman, like the one in the painting. I think it's meant for the talisman. I think it needs numbers, like coordinates. Maybe there's something in Jeremy's notes.
He...
Talisman with black sunstone. An ancient navigational tool found inside a cheniere along the Bayou Tonk.
358. No, I'm sorry. 3, 2. Okay, 358.
It's showing something. A place? Where is that?
What the fuck?
Huh.
Detective, I was wondering when you were going to show up. Mrs. Thompson told me you were here. I understand you are working for Jeremy Hartwood's niece.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you're not wrong. We came here for her uncle. I just didn't expect... I didn't expect this. You are Dr. Gray, right?
That's right. You don't happen to have some identification, Detective. I'm not keen on having strangers prying into my business. Detective Edward Carnby, Decatur Street, New Orleans. Enjoying the Vieux Carré, Detective? Those old French quarters, the voodoo people, the gangsters. I'm sure you live an exciting life.
Well, it's not quite like the stories, Doc. Just trying to make a living.
Aren't we all making a living? Well, welcome to Deseto, Detective. I hope your time here will be useful. Now, what can I do for you?
Why don't you tell me where I can find Jeremy Hartwood?
Why wouldn't that make for a short visit? I wish I could tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know. A drink, Detective?
Anything brandy.
Oh, you do belong in the French quarters, Detective. Armagnac or cognac?
You know, just give me the cheap stuff. I'm not much of a connoisseur.
Having low standards is not a virtue, Detective. Let me see if I can broaden your perspective.
What can you tell me about Jeremy?
I wouldn't want to go into details about his condition. Doctor-patient confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Sure, but he is crazy, and he's gone missing. Why?
Here, try this.
Ooh, it's good. Got a bite?
It's called a sidecar. The trick is not to be afraid of the tartness of the lemon, Then for goodness sake, don't overdo the triple sec.
Okay, what can you tell me about Jeremy?
Well, let me think. He is an anxious man, constantly worried about events not presenting themselves according to his model of predestination. He complains about things not being carried out in the right order, and that some things simply shouldn't be. Is any of this helpful to you?
Not really. I was hoping for some direction where to look next.
I'm sorry. I have nothing for you then. You should talk to my orderlies. They have been looking for him for a while now. I'm sure they would appreciate your help.
Yeah, I ran into Batiste earlier. Come to think of it, he might have given me a lead.
Oh, excellent. So your investigation is already underway.
I'm gonna go, but I'm sure we'll meet again.
Looking forward to it. Safe returns.
Chapter 2.
Detective Carnby, where did you go?
I was just talking to Dr. Gray.
You disappeared.
No, it's not what you think. Have you found anything strange going on here?
Yes. Everyone is being incredibly evasive and I can't figure out why.
No, I mean something you can't explain. Paranormal, even.
Detective, I really need you to get yourself together. I can't do this alone.
Forget it. I'll figure it out.
Do you want to come see Dr. Gray?
No, I want to try something. With this talisman, I think I can follow Jeremy to the place he mentioned in the book. What was the name? Do you remember something Spanish? Tarawea. Yeah, that's where I need to go.
Detective, are you gonna be all right?
Yeah, of course. Go talk to Dr. Gray. We'll rendezvous later. This talisman brought me back from the French Quarter in the blink of an eye. If Jeremy can travel so easily, then he could be hiding anywhere, even Tarawea. If he can do it, so can I. I just need to figure out how the talisman works.
One second, I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
Saw your notice in the boiler room. You should know Mr. Chance won't be coming back. I got no business being in there myself, but you can take a valve from the wine cellar if you want to try to stop the steam pouring out. Be careful.
Dr. Elmore Lee Gray is deceased.
I need the key.
Cassandra Beauregard, the beloved author. Very exciting, isn't it? What do you want to put down for reason for admission?
What her agent told us. Cassandra suffers from writer's block and needs to finish her moving picture script before the end of June. Mr. Chardot suggests Cassandra's heavy use of barbiturates is holding her back and risks ruining her career.
And how should we summarize her personal history?
Let's keep it short. Cassandra Beauregard is a beloved crime author who managed to pull herself out of poverty and into stardom. 5 years ago, she tried killing herself by jumping off a balcony. The incident left her a cripple, and now relies heavily on her wheelchair.
And for diagnostic impressions?
Cassandra suffers chronic back pain following her suicide attempt. She self-administers morphine to keep herself ambulant, but has become addicted, and the desired effect is now lost. The drug abuse clouds her mind, and she is unable to focus on real life. To save herself from this insight, she instead makes up stories to fill out the gaps in her own thought process, resembling the Korsakoff syndrome.
Oh, bravo, Doctor. How will you treat her?
First of all, she needs to be weaned from her drug addiction, and hopefully it will resolve her compulsive lying. Then look into permanently numbing her pain in her back through surgery. Finally, deal with her suicidal thoughts.
Fantastic. With such a short time before June, I really hope she gets better soon.
We will do what we can.
Grace Saunders, 11 years old. Reason for admission?
The mother insists on strict supervision by a proper gentleman to avoid further perversion of Grace's adolescence.
Personal history?
Grace's family possesses modest wealth and status. Her childhood seems ordinary, spending most of her time with private teachers and family friends. Grace's father recently passed away, leaving her mother the sole caregiver.
And diagnostic impressions?
Grace has trouble dealing with her father's death. She is willingly suppressing her feelings on the matter and isn't properly acknowledging the trauma she suffered.
Any planned treatment?
Grace needs nothing out of the ordinary. She simply needs parental guidance. Eventually, we can work on her feelings toward her father.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll finish the paperwork and get her installed. Malcolm McCarthy, 54 years of age. Reason for admission?
McCarthy admitted himself to Dorsetto, stating simply that he needs some damn rest.
And personal history?
McCarthy claims he used to work as a lawyer in Baton Rouge, but says he can't go into details because of some legal dispute. His background remains largely a mystery, except for the occasional clue that he drops in conversation.
Huh. And diagnostic impressions?
McCarthy is an anxious man and an alcoholic. He often tells half-truths due to some deep-seated inability to trust other people.
And how will you treat that?
McCarthy will take some time to open up. Spending time with Jack's dog or the child should be good for him. Their harmless nature will help build his sense of trust.
Thank you, Doctor. Elisabetta Perosi, 33 years old? What should I put down as reason for admission?
Well, Perosi broke into Dorsetto and was found wandering the grand parlor. She was confused and suffered partial amnesia. She insisted she belonged here and offered to pay for her stay.
Right. What do you make of her story?
Perosi claims to have been a member of the Astarte artist colony some 20 years ago. A claim that seems contrafactual due to her young age. She looks to be and even thinks she is 33 years of age. That would make her a child at the time. It seems fair to say that Perosi's story is untrue, deliberately so or not.
Diagnostic impressions? Do you have anything?
Perosi's story is peculiar, because she retracted her story about the artist colony. She no longer claims to be the same person as Elisabetta Perosi. However, my staff's research has confirmed there was a Perosi at that time who was in her early 30s.
I suppose this case will take some time to investigate. How will you go about it?
I wanted to contact the real Perosi, but it seems the whole colony disappeared one night. September 29th, 1915, during a hurricane. I will have to take it slow and figure out what this spell of impersonation could have been.
Ruth Talon, 29 years of age. Reason for admission?
Ruth's father wishes that his daughter be removed from New Orleans nightlife for the foreseeable future. He fears that her overly free spirit is tarnishing the family's reputation.
Sounds simple enough. Personal history?
Ruth comes from considerable wealth. Her family owns several hotels and restaurants. Unlike the rest of the family, her sense of adventure has taken her around the world, including France during the Great War as a photojournalist. The last decade, she has provoked many rumors of being a debauched flapper, bordering on nymphomania.
And diagnostic impressions?
Despite her father's frivolous reasons for her to be admitted, Ruth does seem to provide an interesting case. She is refreshingly open and doesn't shy away from talking about her life during the war or her continuous celebration after returning to the States. She is admittedly a sexual deviant and feels no remorse.
And her treatment plan?
Simply staying at Dorsetto should do wonders for Ruth. If not, at least for her family's reputation. Ruth doesn't need to change, but with therapy I might be able to share with her some sympathy towards her family. I doubt she will settle down and become as dull as the rest of them, but at least she might try to be more discreet in the future.
Are they really going
Looks like
death
all
on
the
people?
patients are accounted for, except for Jeremy.
Sorry, anxiety.
There's no way I can get into this thing. Better leave it alone. There's no way I can get into this thing. Better leave it alone. Hey, what do you know? I guessed the combination. Oh, Detective Carp. You beautiful bastard. How are you this good?
That's funny.
Paul, you're right about the plates on the boiler and the clock. They have been sabotaged,
Yeah,
and I
you're
think
getting
I
rid
know
of
who
them.
did it. They have something to do with Jeremy's episodes and how he seems to disappear at night. Right now, it's important that you keep an eye out for any of the pieces. I want to find out if I can repair the plates. Let me know if you find any of them. Lottie.
Tell Lottie to take a look at the well in the kitchen garden.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
I'm not gonna walk out of this now. I need to help Emily save her uncle. stained. Looks like some kind of rot. This must be the clock that Jeremy wrote about in the commonplace book. Huh. Looks like the plate that held the talisman in the seance room. But it's broken and missing some pieces. I need the key.
While Detective Comby was grateful to be back at Derceto, he was eager to test his hypothesis. After having suffered through that sinister world, dressed as the French Quarter, Jeremy's writing could be read much more literally. What if Jeremy used his talisman to actually visit those places he mentioned in the book? Comby felt certain that this was the answer. He wouldn't find Jeremy hiding inside Derceto. He would be in one of those other worlds. And to follow in his steps, Comby would have to investigate the old clock and the boiler and find out what part they played. If it wasn't for the collection of peculiar statues, the old astronomical clock would draw every eye in the room. To Comby, it wasn't the intricate clockwork that stood out, but the odd-looking plate on the inside. It reminded him of the ritual bench in Miss Jackson's seance room, where he had manipulated the talisman to open a door back to Derceto. He wanted to try to replicate the procedure, but found that the inner part of the plate was broken. He would have to find the missing pieces and put the plate back together.
Yeah, sorry, Detective. Didn't mean to obstruct justice or anything.
That's fine.
You know, I'm kind of busy with my own case of a missing person. I was wondering if you've seen Grace, girl about yay high?
I can't say that I have.
Thank you, Ross. I appreciate you.
Why are you asking?
Well, I'm looking for her.
Is she in trouble?
No. She's just hiding somewhere. But we can't have a rascal like that running around unchecked at a time like this, you understand?
Well, I haven't seen her.
Well, let me know if you find her. I'll be around. I'll keep an eye out for your man, Jeremy. You scratch my back, Detective, and I'll scratch yours.
Looks like everything's back to normal here.
Emily's here.
Ah, that's cool.
I need the key.
The fuck?
You know, Mr. Waits, I saw a piece of the plate that Liza broke. I think she's been hiding them. She's not very good at it. She just chucked it into the little room with all the tools behind the boiler. I left it there. I didn't want to embarrass her by picking it up while she was looking. We went upstairs instead and played backgammon. I let her win, because she's so unhappy. The piece looked like the one on display in Cassandra's room. You know about that one already, right? Or is your eyesight really that fuzzy? I hope you don't feel bad about your glasses. You only look stupid when you squint. Maybe if you had more eyes, you would see these things. I wish you had all the eyes you needed. Your best and favorite guest, Grace.
It's another plate for the talisman. Like the other one, it's broken. There's something missing.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay.
Lost Plantations of Louisiana. Terry Bricklow,
Keine
1917.
Musik.
Derceto was a small plantation on the eastern shore of Lake Pontchartrain. The land was considered difficult for industry and was sold for only $30 to Elijah Pickford in 1818. Pickford employed hundreds of workers from nearby New Orleans to clear the woods and build a small plantation mansion facing the lake with a striking Greek Revival temple facade. Derceto kept a modest production of Barrique tobacco and indigo that persisted up till the Civil War. During the antebellum era, Derceto was the source of many rumors concerning voodoo and witchcraft. People who traveled the lake reported seeing people dance at night in front of bonfires, bleating and wailing. On June 17, 1862, Captain J.W. Norton of the Union Army recounts leading a raiding party from ships anchored in Lake Pontchartrain in order to seize control of Derceto and free the slaves working there. The captain was surprised to find the workers fighting back with unprecedented zeal. Norton's account describes these men and women as enraged with fanaticism. Pickford reportedly tried to placate the raiders, but was shot in the confusion. Captain Norton left the mansion burning and retreated to his ships with his men. Derceto was left in ruins for several decades. The ownership of the land was long disputed and returned to the Ledoux family in 1901. Several police reports were filed during the following years as the Ledoux tried to get rid of a camp of squatters on their land. The police made several visits to remove the trespassers, but the people kept returning. On November 1st, 1907, Inspector Legrasse of the police charged a deadly attack in order to save several children kidnapped by the squatters. Many were killed, and even more were jailed. The following year, Ledoux rebuilt Derceto, incorporating the surviving stone foundation and adding a magnificent wrought iron conservatory. The farmland had been reclaimed by the surrounding woods as a plantation. Instead, the house was turned into an artist's colony. The Astarte Artist Colony was a successful group of artists, including figures such as painter Heinrich Cassel and poet Nora Keith. The group was also known for their beloved Mardi Gras crew called the Pirates of Pontchartrain. On September 29, 1915, a tropical hurricane tore through Louisiana, causing Lake Pontchartrain to flood New Orleans. Due to the remote location of Derceto, it took almost 2 weeks for outsiders to learn that the artist's colony was abandoned. The 12 residing artists had all vanished without a trace. The empty mansion of Derceto still stands on the shore of Lake Pontchartrain, with much of its temple facade intact. The Ledoux family currently has no intention of repairing the house.
Okay, melee weapon. Well, it's good to have. Fuck you!
It's wedged shut.
The fuck?
What happened? Everything's normal again? Right. Ooh.
Oh,
this can't be real. Hmm.
Oh, shortcut. That's cool.
Got it. Hey. Huh.
Return of the Black.
Huh. How eccentric.
I did it! I crossed the thresholds to my
I didn't
intended
even-
destination without a focusing device. My talisman now knows these roads, and I have no need for the plates. I can find my way to Lafayette as easy as I find my own room. I visited the grave of my father and seen the oven waiting for me. Thank you for opening these doors. I now must summon my courage and go back to that hateful mound outside the oil rig. I hope you'll be feeling better when I return. Jeremy.
What are these symbols? Looks like alchemy or star constellations.
Will I need to remember how to get them out again? They are locked up for good reason. I am sure she is still able to whisper the answer in the ears of the wrong people. But not for long. I will see her burned soon enough. That black goat will be sacrificed to put an end to it all. Then it will all be over. No more Derceto, and sadly, no Astarte. Those good pirates of Pontchartrain. May you still sail the lake, until you find the shores of Hali.
The Astarte Artist Colony. I remember hearing about their disappearance. Must have been 15 years or more now. These paintings got some grim-looking rot on them.
Oh, okay. I will say this, if you don't like a lot of story in games, you won't like this game. This is not a walking simulator by any means, but this is a game that's like to set up as a real detective mystery. You will talk to lots of people, have conversations with them, read tons of files, have like clue pieces put together. This is not a game that's light on story. And I can see where some people might not like it, but for me, I'm totally fine with that. There is gameplay, it's just a good portion of it set up to the mystery, the detective vibe, getting to know the characters, getting to know this. And some people expect their horror games to just be all action. It's not really a problem for me, especially because it's good story. But I know some people don't like that. Oh, the fuck? Hold on, give me a second. Got a piece of, like, that's just my eye. Yeah, well, it just depends. Sorry, I have a kink in my neck. Give me a second. Evil Within is really, has a strong focus on stealth. I like Evil Within. 1, 10, 11. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wait. 1, 10, 11. One, Captain Cortez. 10. If it makes you feel better, most of the talking is to other people, though, instead of themselves. Okay, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Scorpio. Fuck, I suck at astrology. It always looks like fucking squiggly lines to me. Aquarius is... Okay, when you say that, what game are you referring to? One, 11, 10. Okay, let me see which ones are there. Okay, well, Alan Wake talks to himself a lot, and I really wouldn't call him a shitty protagonist. Not to mention the fact that he kind of has to, being that there's only like 3 or 4 people in the entire the Dark World besides him. Yeah. Well, you would be too if you're stuck in the fucking dark place. Dude, if you want to know, okay, just how strong Alan Wake is, think about it like this. Towards the end of Alan Wake 2, Saga gets stuck in the dark place. And she's only in there for a few hours, tops, and she is already losing her fucking shit. You have a whole sequence where she's in her office, and I mean, she is almost already crazy after just a short time in the dark place. So, the fact that Alan Wake is mostly sane after being in there for like 13 fucking years, when Saga's like a hardened FBI detective, or FBI agent, and she's freaking out over only a few hours, like going fucking crazy, talking, like shaking, like her thoughts are incoherent, shows all the shit Alan had to endure. Because like they showed just a little bit of her being in a dark place, had her fucking messed up. Yeah, he's always stuck in the dark man. I thought the dark man was stuck in him. Bop, bop. Like, this is supposed to... No, he literally can't. They literally go over that. That whatever he writes, the story would fuck up. Like, he tried. Like, the whole thing is finding something that fits in the story that the dark place can't manipulate. And if he wrote a story that affected the whole world with the dark place, it would give the story that power. So, like, he has to be very careful what he writes. Aquarius, I'm not understanding. Okay, but they say Cancer is 69. Like, none of the symbols that are in this are on the fucking lock, so I'm like, what? And, you know, like, whatever he writes will be twisted. It has to fit the story or it'll reject it. Okay. I guess I have to come back, because... And that's what's so, you know, he wants to write the story a certain way, but he can't. Because, yeah, just like, if you have the problem to write anything into existence, like, I have $1 billion, my wife is sucking my balls, she's back, I'm good, I'll live forever, I'll have an 18-inch cock. Okay, so I got a fountain pen. Okay, so I'm finding the collectibles, so that's good. Okay. Making sure I get everything so I don't miss anything. Okay. Yeah, possibly. That one might be a little bit more difficult, though. Because Alan Wake was specifically designed for 360. And heavily favors it, you know what I mean?
I need the key.
Like, it was built with 360 technology in mind. That's why them remastering it, Alan Wake took some time, more than you'd think. So on PS3, it might not be a smooth transition. But that's the whole thing, though. Like, it may have been designed...
I need the key.
It may have been designed for Xbox, but it was made on Unreal Engine 3 that was made for both consoles. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know if Remedy's original engine had support for PS3. Like, the fundamental engine behind Gears of War was built for both, you know what I mean? So we don't know if that will hold true with that. But it could work. I'm just saying, you never know. trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go next. Yeah. Although if you want to emulate PS3 games, you definitely need more than a cheap laptop. You need a pretty good one. PS3 emulation is still a fucking bitch. I'm trying to, but hold on. I might look up where I'm supposed to go. I don't want to be stuck here forever. Da 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 da. Strip it about boom, ba dee dum. Okay, let me see here. Yeah. I got no idea on that, man. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, I gotta go back and solve that one puzzle. Huzzah! Alright. Trying to make sure I get everything. Okay. Oh, what the fuck?
Go!
Okay. Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to see what you're saying. I hate YouTube sometimes. I really wish they just, you know, like, there's definitely space on the screen for more fucking chat. Yeah, broken plate, yeah. I'll sink you, bitch!
I think I've seen this somewhere. What the hell is going on?
Oh, I can rotate him. I was like, for a second, I was like, what the fuck, how am I gonna do this?
There was something in the commonplace book about this.
No, that's, yeah, that's, it has to go there. That's like the only part that fits. Oh, okay. It's a little bit different than I was thinking. Okay. No. That should be right. I know these giving him doing look as I. No, there's two. Okay. And then he's gonna do the new. Boom!
I think the clock broke. Or maybe it just stopped at a very precise place.
Three, 4, 6. Okay, there's got to be a specific way to do this. Hold on, let me... The big wheel 6, the small wheel is 4, 3. Okay, so let's try 6, 4, 3. Okay, boom.
There's a picture in the black glass. It's showing me something. It's the hallway outside Jeremy's room.
Oh shit.
Huh. I made it. I entered another one of Jeremy's memories.
Time is giving to us, and again, that's what time is giving to us, what time is giving. Time is giving you. Okay.
Ugh.
May 1923. Monday. All okay. Ready for delivery. Maintenance. Oil pump must be serviced. Any tampering causes large spills unless properly forestalled.
Tuesday. Shipment delayed but delivered. Maintenance. Service bridge close to broken. Wednesday. Prospectors reluctantly agreed to show the burial mound to Mr. Hotwood, a painter, who read about our finds in the papers. He means to return tomorrow and try to find a way inside. Thursday. Mr. Hotwood's efforts delayed. The workers seemed nervous about his presence. Hotwood promised not to return to the compound. Instead, he has taken up an offer by L'Officier, the riverboat captain, who means to pilot him to the site tomorrow morning. Hopefully that's the end, and work can resume. Maintenance. Bridge from the oil tower to the bayou has collapsed. Sabotage suspected.
Sabotage.
This is the devil that guides us now.
I need the key. Locked.
Yeah. Oh shit, gators.
There's something missing. Something missing.
Oh, that one door I just went back. I'm dumb. I was thinking. I've got a fire axe. I'm gonna keep that. Yeah. Oh, there's. Ah, shit. Oh shit! The fuck is that? I was thinking gators were bad.
It worked.
Oh, what the fuck? You know what? Let's carry a fucking oar. Or a shovel. It's dual purpose. I can kill them and then dig their grave, all in one fluid motion.
Pretty weak. I just need something to break it.
I really do love the atmosphere and environment of this game. They're ominous, sinister, creepy, and unique. Oh, fuck. I can't really judge the combat yet because it's just a handgun, you know what I mean? I'll have to wait till I get more weapons. The handgun's always kind of supposed to be shit, you know what I'm saying? It's a default go-to weapon. There's supposed to be a shotgun and a Tommy gun. I'll be excited once I get those. and I think more weapons. It's just, you know, not really a good idea to judge a game off the pistol alone. Or you can actually sneak, huh? Yeah, I was just thinking that same thing. I'm like, triangle, what the fuck? Oh, shit! Oh, that didn't work out. Oh. And something that would truly make Max Payne proud, you basically heal yourself in this game by sipping your liquor, your whiskey.
Be a way to get to the other side.
Ah, shit. Oh, shit. Well, here I was thinking turning it off would make things better, and it just made it worse.
All right. Now what? Yeah, come on, Carby. Wouldn't you rather fall to your death than go up in flames?
Yeah, make sure you keep the head on. Oh, that's great. Oh, what the fuck? What? That's fucking gnarly. You know, it's kind of become a trope to show how badass an enemy is in a game by having it kill another tough enemy. And it is a trope, but it's effective. Wait. Okay, he's already dead. I really like the look of this game.
Hateful mount Jeremy talked about in his book.
Don't come any closer. I'm armed.
Get that thing out of my face.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm just a detective trying to find something called Teruea.
You're after Jeremy too? Why?
I'm working for his niece. She wants to make sure he's alright.
He might be unharmed, but far from alright. He's a curse upon Deseto.
Here we go again.
What?
Wait.
Oh, Christ in heaven.
It really takes guts to fucking fire some of that, so, you know, he at least has balls. I wouldn't want to. Alright, man. I'll see you later.
Ooh.
It was a bust. The oil.
Actually, I'm going to end this part right here. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to end it.